All right, welcome back, everyone. It's lovely to see you all as always. And let's go straight into the superpower state to start with. So take a deep breath and either close your eyes or leave them open, whichever you prefer. And go into your superpower state, however you normally do that. So using your word or phrase or your anchor, or by focusing on your subject. And start to feel your heart opening. Feel that expansion feeling in your chest. Allow that light, that energy to shine out from you. And now allow that light or energy to spread down to your toes, up to the top of your head, and out to your fingertips. So you're now full of that light, that energy, that love. And now allow that light or energy to fill each of the 50 trillion cells that make up your body. Love each cell just for existing. Very good. And now allow that light or energy to fill the little you, yourself as a child, any age. And love that little you just for existing. Very good. And feel that love coming back to you from that little you. Feel that connection. Love is going both ways. And then allow that love, that light, that energy to overflow from that little you and fill your whole childhood. Everything, everyone, every experience, every event. Shining the light into any darkness there may be. Loving everything exactly as it is and feeling that power. Good job. And now allow that light or energy to overflow from you and to fill everyone who's in this group today. All those who are on camera and everyone who's off camera today. Love each one just for existing. Very, very good. All right, you can open your eyes if you have them closed. And let's check in with each person, find out how you're doing. So Lisa, you're first up. Unicorn Lisa.
Yay!
How are you today?
Oh, really good. Thank you.
Good.
Happy birthday, by the way. And so I have, it's like a cake on the card, but it says something beautiful.
Oh, lovely.
And it has rainbow colors. Yay!
Yay. So for those watching the recording, it's Steve's birthday today. So that's
And it says it's a prosperity pie for today. Plenty of everything with enough to share. May you unfold willingly. May you be truly nourished. May peace be in your every step. May gratitude fill you. May you reach others with your radiant heart. And then it says, celebrate being wonderful. This one, another card. Bless you.
Oh, fantastic.
Wonderful you. And then here's another one. So it has an angel, a rainbow angel. And it says, you are always on your way to a miracle. Let miracles find you. And then I have another one. I'll make this quick because I know there's other people. We are all gifted. Inside of you are treasures. Here's why. You can wear a tutu, eat fruit naked, imitate a sheep, cut your own hair, cavort in the grass, drink lemonade barefoot, discover inner wealth, climb tall trees, communicate with angels, multiply love, eat delicious food, listen to spiritual songs, reinvent how you are, receive countless blessings, deliver hope, make your creative dreams visible, breathe, of course, surprise your fears, travel gently, reawaken love, forgive yourself, design a brand on a new path. Inside of you are all these treasures. You're enough, you have enough, you do enough. Yay! That's
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lisa. That's wonderful.
That's lovely. Thank you so much, Lisa.
sure.
Very good, and all perfectly true. Thank you.
I'll see how many of those I can pull off this today.
Yeah. And Cheryl, you're up next. How are you today?
Good morning. Well, I'm feeling pretty good today. You know, I was expecting a big storm, so we took the tent down last night, but then nothing happened. So I don't know. I don't know if the weathermen know what they're doing or not, but I'm expecting good weather like Steve because it's his birthday. So let's bring it. I am feeling great. I want to say quickly what I love about Steve, which is the thing that I first think of when I think of Steve is I go back to when Odille, and I knew her way back when she was searching for that perfect someone, and it seemed so hopeless and so sad at the time, and then she just manifested this perfect partner. And so to me, he's just like living proof that we can all have what we want in life, but also as a person, as an individual, and especially I haven't had too many good male role models in my life. You know, he has integrity, he's honest, I love that he can express his emotions and be so honest the way he feels with us, and he shares just that he's you know, doing this with all of us. I think it's really remarkable and unique and very nice. And I feel happy that I get to see you guys and experience your wonderful relationship. But good job, Steve. Your parents did a good job. Or maybe they didn't. Maybe you rewrote your history. I'm not sure. But and other than that, I'm doing great. So you...
Oh, good. Thank you so much, Cheryl. That was lovely to hear. And yes, you know, Steve's parents, of course, did the best they could, but Steve has done the most brilliant job of reparenting himself and using what we teach so he had the basic potential there already of being a wonderful person, and then he's just uncovered the stuff that was in the way using, you know, what we do, what we teach. And now he's just shining. So thank you very much, Cheryl, for that. That's beautiful. All right. And I think we've lost Cheryl. I think she's frozen. So on to Swasti. Hi, Swasti. How are you today?
Hello. I'm good, thank you. Happy birthday, Steve. I want to say a good thing as well. So I feel like you're really good with timing and staying calm with everything. And that's something I've struggled with a lot. And I really stepped into you and then changed those memories. And that really helped me. So that's one quality I really admire. I think I got muted. It's okay.
Muted you by accident. The thing shift. I was trying to mute Cheryl and the screen shifted. Sorry.
Yeah. I had a quick question for today.
Yes.
So like the memory we discussed quite a while ago about like rushing before the airport, like my parents going to the airport and then the rush before. I can't seem to, I don't know why, but I can't seem to get rid of that rush.
Okay, very good. All right, so with the rushing, what stands out most for you? So when you think of the rushing, what's the thing that stands out most?
It's just like my dad specifically saying, we've got to go, otherwise we'll be late. So now I made it so that we literally live next door to the airport. He's still like, hurry up, we're going to be late, we're going to miss our flight.
All right, so let's see if there's an anchor there. So what's wrong with being late?
I think it's like improper, that you're not on time and you make everybody else wait. You think you're better than everybody else,
There
so
you
make
go.
them wait.
Perfect. Yes, very good. And so what's wrong with that? Or how do you know that? Let's put it that way. How do you know that that's the case?
I think it's just like when I was really, in the younger years, when I was young, and my parents, we would always get like somewhere quite early, and then as I grew up, I would like take time to get ready, and my dad would like start shouting like, hurry up and get ready, otherwise we're gonna make everybody else wait. So I think it's just that.
That's it there. And so do you have an early memory of that specifically, or was it just a general overall thing?
Actually, as you say that now, I think my auntie would take time to get ready, and we'd end up late somewhere.
Yes, that makes perfect sense. So do you have a memory of that that you presented? Fantastic. So change that so that your auntie is always ready early. In fact, let's do a stepping stone where she is late, but everybody's relaxed about it. It's like, it's fine. You know, so I used to have a thing about being late as well. I was always late as a child and teenager and as a young adult as well. And as much as I used to try and be on time, something would always happen to make me late. And then I was fascinated by people who were really laid back and going, it's fine, well, you know, and I was like, how can you do that? And that would make me more stressed. Now, I changed that quite a bit in that the first thing I did was I allowed an hour for everything. Even if I thought it would take 15 minutes, I allowed an hour for it to try and overcome that. And that helped to a certain extent, but where the problem came was other people being late. So I had that exact judgment. They don't care. I used to take offense if someone was late to meet me and that kind of thing. And then, I mean, I changed a lot of it, but just being with Steve, I noticed that when we had to go somewhere, I would wait and then rush around getting ready and be like, and Steve would say to me, why are you rushing? I mean, you know, I'm okay. It will be fine. It'll all be fine. And it took me a while to find those references and change them. And he was like my role model. I thought, I want to be like that. I want to be like that, where everything will happen in its own time and it will all work out perfectly. So that's what you're aiming for, where your aunt may be running late, but it's all okay. And the rest of the family are like Steve, where they're going, it's okay, take your time, we've got time, it'll be fine, or something like that. Does that sound good? So that's the stepping stone. And then the final memory is that she's not late, you know, and everybody's always in plenty of time. Everything is always in plenty of time. And so create memories of your dad sort of relaxing. He's relaxing with, you know, just chatting or whatever, and somebody's getting ready and they say, oh, sorry, I'm late. And he said, no, that's all right. Don't worry about it. Everything always happens in perfect timing.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah, thank you.
You're very welcome. And then you can revisit the airport memory and check it. So you want to change that reference first, that anchor, and then come forward and check it and make sure that that new one is established.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Can I just ask something else quickly? I think it's related, but this was one of the first things I asked you, like when I came into this group, but still seems to be a problem. So it's like inefficiency with things. So when I do something, so this work of changing memories, I would like write it down like 3 times or something for no reason, and then I would work on it. I know that's inefficient. You can just work on it. You don't need to write anything down. But I will still write them down first.
Okay.
And same with like anything else. So I was like, literally, I was putting butter on bread yesterday. And my dad was like, why are you being so inefficient? You could just do this. I was like, what? I didn't even think of that. So I don't know where it comes from, but it annoys me when people say to me, like, you're being inefficient, you're taking longer than necessary.
Oh, there's a very good one. Yes. And very possibly tied to the rushing thing.
Yeah.
So because there are people who, you know, who take their time with all kinds of things. So being inefficient, what does that mean? What's wrong with that?
It's just like taking your luxury time. Again, I think thinking you're better than everybody else who does it in half the time.
Right, very good. And so an early memory of that, it may be the same one with your aunt, or it may be different.
Yeah, I think what comes up now is the same one of her taking her time with getting ready.
Now, I seem to remember that you and your family take walks in the evening.
Yeah.
How is that walk? Is it like quickly get there and get back? Or is it like a walk, like a relaxing walk?
So my parents like rush it.
Do they?
But then us three siblings are literally at the back, like trailing along. They can't seem to keep up. And because my 5-year-old brother, he can't keep up as well. So I'm always holding his hand and we're walking slowly behind them.
Right, okay. And so is there anything that your parents take their time with and enjoy?
Oh, not really. Even when they're drinking tea, my mum's like, this is just a tea break, so 5 minutes, hurry up and get on with other things.
Very interesting, yes. And that is probably coming from an underlying constant drive out of fear to achieve, to not, you know, to not be left behind or not fail, or you know, that kind of thing. So there's probably a background fear there that drives that constant, got to be constantly getting stuff done. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So then it's like everybody's running a race and you don't want to be sitting down while other people are right. You got to keep moving forward. You can take a moment out to down a glass of water, but you got to keep moving forward. It's like a marathon, right? Yeah. So that's great that you have discovered that. And so one of the things you can now add to their childhood is a lot of relaxation. So people sitting around chatting, and let them go for walks with their family, and everybody's just walking and enjoying the surroundings. So have their parents point out to them, oh, look at this beautiful flower. And they, you know, one of the kids picks up a stick, they find a stick and they go, oh, that's a lovely stick. And they ask questions and their parents are answering taking the time out to answer their questions about the clouds and the birds and what have you. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Good.
I think this is it. I've been trying to find this for a while because it's an ongoing problem with time.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is it. And so the more memories you can create from scratch that have that feeling, so that doesn't really matter what the details are, but they have that feeling of there's an abundance of time. There's always an abundance of time, and relaxed. The more you can do that, the better. And what you can also do is, you know, there are some like TV shows and movies where it's about a family that are relaxing or whatever. You can pull, you know, and even probably on YouTube, I've never done this, but you could probably search on YouTube, relaxing family time or something like that. And you could probably find videos of, you know, people who are relaxed, enjoying, for extra references.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
You're very welcome, Swasti. And then make sure you practice those new memories when you wake up in the morning and before you go to bed at night, and then during the day as well, but especially at those 2 times to really establish that background feeling, because that's a foundation state.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been getting better at that because I change references of resistance to practicing things.
Very good. Good job, you. Very good. Well done. You're very welcome, sweetheart. All right. And Tina, yay. Hi, Tina. You look lovely today.
Good morning. Thank you.
Morning.
I'm here just to say happy birthday, Steve. I wish you more and more love. I know you have a lot, but there is no limit. So more and more love, happiness, and all your dreams come true. So I wish you all best.
Oh, that's lovely.
You're such an amazing person. And yeah, all best to you for birthday.
Thank you so much, Tina, for doing for that and for being here. That means a lot.
No problem. I'm gonna run to work, so I'm gonna
All
see you
right.
another time.
And thank you so much for coming in just for that, especially for Steve. That's really lovely.
No problem, guys. Have a great day.
You too. Have a
Bye-bye.
wonderful day at work. Bye-bye, sweetheart.
Bye. See ya.
All right. So, Steve, was there anything from the chat that we needed to?
Yes, ma'am. And I see that Ildiko has
Oh, Ildiko.
turned her camera on. So, yeah, the questions are from Ildiko.
All right. Hi, Ildiko.
Hi,
Hey,
good morning
how are you
and happy
today?
birthday. Have a wonderful day. We have like 20 something degrees here in the Netherlands. Perfect.
Very nice.
I wish the
Yes.
same for you.
Thank
is really
you.
Yeah, so I had a couple of questions and I was actually thinking about what we were talking about yesterday.
Yeah.
So what is it that could have, be the surprise in my life? And I found a really old story. It's not even mine, but it's an
Very
old
good.
story about my mom being pregnant with me. And then, during the winter time, there was a lot of snow. And when it was starting to melt, then at some point a whole bunch of them came down from the
Wow.
roof, and she was inside and she got really scared.
Oh,
So she was really scared of what's happening, what is this noise, I never heard this before.
yes.
So they say that maybe that's a reason why I'm also very sensitive to noises. I really hate noise. I like quiet stuff.
Right. Yes.
So I was thinking about that maybe that's also a part of this surprise thing that, like,
Yes.
boom, in your face, you don't know what's happening. So
That's right.
nice.
Yeah, that's a good one. Very good. And also what I would add to it, in addition to, because of course, when a woman is pregnant, the baby does, experience the chemical state, of course, as well. So anxiety or a shock or that kind of thing. And normally it's okay if it's just a one-off or it's temporary. But when that's the environment all the time or most of the time, then it can have an effect. But in addition to that, how did you find out about this experience? Because you, of course, wouldn't remember it.
No. No, they were telling me since I was little, they were always telling me that I'm the quiet one, that I don't like noises, and that's been true. I really don't like too much, I don't know, ruckus. I get really distracted if there is like too loud music or something, then I get it's just too much.
So do you see that even so that thing with the snow may not have even happened? We don't know. Maybe it did.
We don't know. Yeah.
But what did happen is that every time they told you, your brain formed the memory of it. And every time they told you you're the quiet one, you were being programmed to be the quiet one, whether you would have or not. So
they also told me that I'm the gray mouse in the house, and I'm so not that.
There you go.
I'm very colorful otherwise.
Yeah.
But I was also really like hurt when they told me that I'm the quiet mouse now.
Yeah.
No, who are you talking about? But those are just funny things that like you have these roles that you get cast into with your families. And I find it so hard now that I'm a mom and I'm trying so hard not to do that.
Yeah.
And it still happens sometimes.
Yeah.
But so that's one of the things.
Very good. So let's see what you can. So you can start with that memory of your mum being pregnant, and so instead of the snow may have fallen down, or it may be something else, but it was a fun thing. It was a fun surprise. It was like, she was laughing and she enjoyed it. Whatever it was, you got that? You can do that.
Okay.
Good.
I can do that.
Do that one, and then add to it them telling you about it. So instead of telling you the other story, they would say, the reason you're so happy all the time, so naturally is because when your mum was pregnant with you, she laughed so much. She was so happy to be pregnant with you. She knew you were coming, and she was always happy. And this thing happened where she laughed and laughed. She was so, and so the feel good chemicals were filling you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
But that
Sounds
must
good.
be why you're the fun one.
Exactly. I am the fun one.
That's it. Exactly.
I mean, everyone else is the fun one as well, but I am the fun one too.
That's it. You're the queen of the fun.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So and then
That's a
create
role.
new memories. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Create
absolutely.
plenty of
Yeah.
new memories, from scratch that support that. From little, where you're doing things and they're all laughing and cuddling you and going, "Oh, you're the light of our lives."
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
That sounds
Just out
really
of
nice.
curiosity,
Yeah.
just out of curiosity, can I ask, what would your mom's role have been in her family? What would she have been like as a child?
Oh, I think that maybe she needed to be more the gray mouse, so more like under the rug, and that nobody's really noticing her. I think that she was also reading a lot as much as I heard from her. So she was always, the quiet one in the corner. So that, she's not the party face. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So I was just, a lot of times those traits, so those programs, they can just be carried on, that
Yeah.
we either observe, who your parents are, or we also know that there's I'm trying to think of the correct term now. I think genetic memory is what I'm looking for. That those traits get passed on. So some of it's nurture, some of it's genetics. Nurture, nature. So I think that it's interesting to take a look at that. So as you're changing those childhood memories for yourself, make sure that you're also changing what's there.
Yeah, that's a good one. I never even thought about
Think
that.
about
But
think about your mom growing up as the child. Allow her to be the fun one too. So all of what we're doing is just data that we're carrying around in our mind anyway. So it's all us anyway. So
exactly.
Yeah. Great. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, sure, definitely. Yeah, and I had one more question, or well, actually it's two, about the anchoring, because I heard that mentioned a couple of times, and the surge, but I haven't found that on the course yet. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong places.
All right. So Steve, I can look for that when we put up the recording. We can just check which episode it was in. But in the meantime, anchoring is, if you think of a boat, if you think of the memory you want to change as a boat, and you want that boat to move, so you want to take it from where it is to a different location, and so you lift up the anchors that you know about, and then your boat starts to move, but it doesn't quite go. It seems stuck. Then it means there must still be an anchor somewhere. So you look for that, and it may not be where you expect it to be. So you may be looking, well, these are the anchors I found, but it may be at the back of the boat. And then you go and as you pull that one up, then then the boat can move, and there may be a few. And so what that is with memories that you may have already changed them, but either it comes back, or a piece of it comes back, or just feels like you haven't been able to change it. It may be because there's an anchor. And the way to find it is to ask yourself, what stands out? How do you know this doesn't change? So I'm going to give you an example. So the very first sort of the time when I came up with this idea or this phrase, I was working with a client, and she had already changed a memory before I worked with her, but it was as if it just wouldn't change. The feeling of it wouldn't change, or it kept coming back up again. So I asked her, what is it that stands out, even though it doesn't seem to have anything to do with. So for her, the new memory So I think the original memory is something with a building, but the new memory was just flowers, like a field of flowers, beautiful. But there was one piece of the wall from the old memory there, and she hadn't really paid attention to it. So then I said to her, so look at that wall, or notice that wall, and what does it remind you of? What's the first thing that comes up? It may have nothing to do with a wall, just notice what comes up. And the interesting thing was that what came up had nothing to do with a wall, and it had nothing to do with that memory. What came up was another completely different memory, an earlier one, where she was with a babysitter in a town, just crossing a road. And so there was something around that. So we changed that anchor, and then we came back to the memory of the flowers, and the wall was gone.
Okay.
So that's an example of an anchor. So the tricky bit about it is that it may be something completely unrelated. So it's about just seeing what's the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
Does that help?
All right. Yes, sure.
Good.
Thank you.
Odille, I also wanted to throw in there, and this also may be a point of clarification, that bit about anchoring, but I think that we're also using anchoring in the superpower exercises where you're anchoring the feeling to, we've used that technique like kind of in hypnosis language, anchoring.
Oh, yes, I see what you mean. Yeah, so in one of the other episodes that we did, that's right, it's an NLP technique. So you get into that state, the superpower state, and then what they do in NLP usually is as you can touch your finger and thumb together like that while you're in the state. Do that a few times, and then when you want to get into the state, you do that, and your brain is wired that movement or that sense, that touch with those chemicals.
It's kind of what.
Sorry, I realized I didn't realize I was using the same.
Really, that anchoring with the word or phrase it's the same thing, right? We're anchoring a physical movement or a word or phrase with the feeling.
Right. Right. Yes. Is that clear?
Yes. I heard about NLP before, so now I know what it is.
What it is.
And then the surge.
The surging is, when you have a power surge, like you got to be careful with your computer, because if there's a power surge, it can damage your computer. It's an extra boost of power. So what we do is when you're in the superpower state, and you can either just do it when you're in the state or when you're aiming at something, you just do, it's like turning up the volume a little bit.
Okay.
It's a momentary, it's not long, but it's like that. Your face. Okay. But it's like just picking up the intensity briefly. You can also, you've got a tap, a faucet, you turn the tap on fast and then off again or something like that. So it's just that. So it's a boost of power, basically.
The way I see it is like you're super focusing your attention on the feeling. And if you've had that experience of being on a roller coaster, and you're kind of coming to the top, and as you're coming down that feeling, it's like so it's kind of that super focused moment, and you're just kind of I know that language is kind of getting in the way, because we're trying to describe a physical feeling, but it's another way of just holding you in that state longer and kind of amping up that state. So it's, if you think about physical exercise, it would be like you're doing regular reps of something, and then all of a sudden you just do this super burst of something.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's just a way of making that a little bit stronger. And I think that what it's doing is it's building that muscle, whatever that is, a little bit better.
Okay. Sounds great. Yes.
Good questions, Ildiko. Thank you for asking them.
Thank
All
you.
right, you're very welcome. So, Steve, was that it from the chat? Is there anything else I needed to?
There is, yep, go ahead.
So Caro says, I just wanted to share my story with my car. I had a tiny accident with my brother's neighbors 2 months ago, but then I sent unconditional love to the situation. When we have an accident and are not right, our insurance payment increases, and I didn't want that, but it turned out we were both wrong, despite my insurance agents saying I was not. He went further in the case, and it turned out I was not wrong. And now not only my payment won't increase, but I'll be paid for the scratches on my car. That's great. I won't repair it, but will keep my money. I'm thrilled because what seemed to be a bad situation or experience turned out to be a way of gaining money, LOL. Yes, and that is such a great example of I cannot create anything bad for myself. Even when it looks like it's bad, as long as you're using the superpower, it has to turn out to be either good or nothing to worry about. So that, thank you so much for sharing that, Caro, because that hopefully will encourage others and give an example of even when it looks like it's bad, maintain that state, and it will turn out, miracles happen. You know, things that you wouldn't expect. So wonderful. Well done, Caro. Good job. All right. And anything else there, Steve, that I haven't seen?
No, I think we're all good.
All righty. Okay, so let's do the targeting. So if you could send me the list of targets, please. So take a deep breath and either close your eyes or leave them open, whichever you prefer, and go into your superpower state, however you normally do that. And allow that feeling of your heart opening, your chest expanding, that light or energy shining out. Very, very good. And allow that light or energy to spread down to your toes, up to the top of your head, and out to your fingertips. So you're now full of that light, that energy, that love. Good job. And now allow that light or energy to fill each of the 50 trillion cells that make up your body. Love each cell just for existing. Very good. And now allow that light or energy to fill your subject. Love that subject exactly as they are. And then imagine that that person, animal, activity, place isn't the way that they don't have the qualities you love. And keep them filled with that light, that energy anyway, no matter what. Good job. And now let's fill Lisa with that same light, that energy, from the tips of her toes to the tip of her unicorn horn. Fill Lisa with that same light, that energy. Love Lisa just for existing. Very, very good. Good job. And now to Caro. Fill Caro with that same light, that energy. From the tips of her toes to the top of her head and out to her fingertips, love Caro just for existing. And allow that light, that energy to overflow from Caro and fill her cat her cat who is stressed out. Fill that little kitty with that same light, that love, that energy, exactly as she is. From the tips of her paws to the tip of her tail and the tip of her nose and the tips of her ears. Love that little cat exactly as she is, whether she's stressed out or not, and whether she trusts or not. Love her anyway, exactly as she is. Very, very good. And now to Swasti. Fill Swasti with that same light, that energy, from the tips of her toes to the top of her head and out to her fingertips. Love Swasti, just for existing. Good job. And then to Ildiko. Fill Ildiko with that same light, that energy, from the tips of her toes to the top of her head and out to her fingertips. Love Ildiko just for existing. Good job. And now to everyone who's off camera today and everyone who's watching the recording, fill all of them with that same light, that energy, that love. Love each one just for existing. Good. Very good. And now think of yourself later today and whatever you'll be doing, whatever you'll be feeling or experiencing. Fill that version of you with this same light, this energy exactly as you are. Love that version of you no matter what. Without expectation. Very good. And now allow that light, that energy, that love to fill everyone else that's here, and open your own heart even more to receive it. Feel that two-way energy going between you and everyone else and coming from them. Good job. Now pick a target, something that triggers you in your life or in the world, a person, an event, a circumstance, an experience, whatever it is, and aim this light, this energy at that target, filling that target no matter what without needing it to change, loving it exactly as it is no matter what. Shining this light into that darkness. Very, very good. Good job. And you can open your eyes if you haven't closed. Good. And if there's any questions, Steve says, thanks to my online family for all of the birthday love today. Know that I am sending it back to you all. So that's lovely. And Caro says, thank you for my cat. You're very, very welcome, sweetheart. All right.
I just wanted to jump in real quick because I just wanted to turn my thank you into a teachable moment. No, I just wanted to, again, just, thanks for all the wonderful messages, both, online and in the chat and everything. I wanted to just relate that through all of the work that I've done, the feeling that I'm having today is just being in a state of receiving. And I know that you know, in the years past, you know, so it's taken some time to get to a place of actually being able to receive. And that was one of those things that was difficult for me, is to be able to receive love from people, receive praise, gratitude, whatever. And I'm just like, wow, I can do that today. This is, and it feels, you know, it feels really good to be in that space. So I'm just sharing that because I think that that's also something that people struggle with, you know, and if we have difficulty receiving, we have difficulty being able to give as well. So it's both and being able to give and receive. So anyway, thank you all. I appreciate you so much.
And that is, thank you, Steve, for saying that, because that is what I've been thinking as people were saying nice things about you and I was watching your face and you were just receiving. And I thought, well, that is a big change and it's wonderful to see. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, I've gotten rid of all that cringiness.
Yes. Very, very good. Thank you all so much, and you're all very, very welcome, and we will see you again tomorrow, same time, same place. Lots of love to you all. Bye-bye.